Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Elizabeth, and on this channel we work on building our spiritual confidence so we can listen to our intuition and read our tarot cards with ease. And today we're going to be talking about the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is a really interesting card in terms of the emotion that's expressed in this card. I'm going to be looking at the numerology, the astrology, the Kabbalah, tarot timing, the elements, colors, and what this card actually means in terms of the drawing that's in front of you. So if you struggle with Rider-Waite-Smith, if you're wondering what all the fuss is about, because this is the most famous tarot deck in the world and the most accessible. So all tarot teachers tend to teach from this deck. Also because it's a very good summary of all of the tarot decks that have come before. So when I come to teach my Tarot for Beginners course and I talk to you about Rider-Waite-Smith, you will understand a little bit more about that. So if you would like to connect with your tarot deck, if you would like to know more about the Five of Swords, let's spin the camera around and take a look. The next card we're going to talk about, of course, is the Five of Swords. 5 dynamic challenges. 2 plus 3 or 1 plus 4 creates that dynamic challenge. And you can see that dynamic challenge here in the Five of Swords, which is the Golden Dawn title, and we're doing all Golden Dawn symbolism in all of these videos, is the Lord of Defeat. And this is a really interesting card because it's defeat at all costs, where you can see here in this card, the two figures here have just dropped their swords and walked away. And so it's been a victory, but it's not really been a pure victory. It's been a victory where perhaps they haven't followed Marquess of Queensberry's rules, you know. They've played dirty. And this is a card, it's such a powerful card of thinking about the impact of that in your life. So let's have a look. Perhaps we might have a look at other cards that are reflective of 5. If you want to know how I've sort of put all this together, these are my tarot symbolism cheat sheets that are available in my Etsy shop. And these are the sheets. This particular sheet is the one that I've put together that has really helped me bring the meaning of the card together so that you understand how all the symbolism works together to help you understand the card. So that's what I'll be referring to as I'm chatting. So let's have a look at the other cards that are symbolic of 5. So we've got 5 of Wands. And again, we always follow this order. 5 of Wands. Again, everybody's fighting. It's a dynamic challenge. Everybody's fighting, but nobody is winning. Cups. 5 of Cups. Your dynamic challenge is not to get caught up in the grief so that you cannot see the positivity that's just right there waiting for you. And again, if you want to know more about all of these cards, I have actually made a set of videos. There's actually 78 videos, one for each card, and they are all on my, or being loaded up onto my YouTube channel as I do them. So if you haven't liked, subscribed and hit that notifications bell, please do. It is so helpful to my channel, and you certainly will get a notification when I put my videos up. I know I keep asking you to do it, but the trouble is if I don't say anything, you don't do it. That's why you notice everybody always reminds people to do that. So we've talked about the dynamic challenge of 5 of Swords, and then the dynamic challenge of 5 of Pentacles. You're in trouble. But can you reach out for the help you need? Can you admit that you need help and that you can't do everything on your own? The dynamic challenge of setting your own boundaries. 5 of the Hierophant, or card number 5, this is an interesting card. People sometimes interpret it literally, in that they say, oh, it's a wedding or it's a christening or something like that. I look at the Hierophant as a symbol of what you want for yourself in life around your boundaries, because that's really what religion is. It tells people what they can and can't do. You won't steal. You shouldn't steal. It's a bit of a bad thing to be doing, you know, that kind of thing. So I look at the Hierophant as, when that card comes up, my interpretation of it that I find makes it so much easier to read is, what are the boundaries that I need to be aware of, or what are the boundaries that the person I'm reading for needs to be aware of? Temperance. 1 + 4 = 5. And temperance is about balancing out and testing things out. 1 foot in the unconscious, 1 foot in the conscious. Mixing, the alchemical mixing from one cup to the other. And again, I've done videos on all of these cards, so I'm just giving you a very brief overview of how they all fit together to create 5. If you join my newsletter list, you will be sent a regular email with lots of goodies inside that will remind you to come and watch these videos as well. I have got a free member community that you can join, connectwithyourdeck.com/newsletter, and all of my goodies are in there. And when you join my newsletter, you receive an invitation to that. Kabbalah, and we're going to do some more work on the Kabbalah. I've only just started delving into that in terms of the symbolism of the cards. I've got some more information on the Kabbalah for you, so you can decide if that's something you'd like to study in relation to the tarot when I do my Tarot for Beginners course, which is coming very soon. And of course, if you're late to the party and finding me, and this video has been up for a while, then the Tarot for Beginners course will be up as well. It will be the same format as we always have, which is free video, free training videos that anyone can watch, and then of course a book that you can purchase that has the deeper information. So we are looking at strength. Seraphot of Jabura. Oh, gee, I hope I'm pronouncing these right. Which is strength. And this is the strength to know ourselves, to manage our response to others, the power of good judgment and clear thinking. And so, of course, when you look at this card, you think, is that good judgment and clear thinking? I don't know. Maybe it is good to win, but is it good to win at all costs? The astrology for this card is first decan of Aquarius. The card, the period is Venus in Aquarius, January 20 to 29. So Venus is about love and connection with others. And Aquarius is about looking at the bigger picture with a sense of being more objective and intellectual rather than being emotional and intimate. And this can create a fear of losing control or losing something that's precious to you when Venus is present in this part of the sign. So 5 introduces this instability into this equation. And so the 5 of Swords, you can see here, is showing that disruption of fear of loss. You will win and you will take the spoils no matter what to protect yourself. And when we feel that we are intimately exposed or that we are vulnerable, that's when our behavior often is not the way that it should be. So if we have a little look on the astrological wheel, we've moved all the way around to Aquarius here. And you can see the 5 of Swords here in the first decan of Aquarius here. And the dates we'd be looking at is Jan 20 to 29, which of course is that first little 30-degree segment of Aquarius. Now, if you're looking at dates and you want to do astrological timing in your tarot readings, this is my cheat sheet. It's available in my Etsy shop. I'll make sure the link is down in the description box and in the first comment for you. And it basically goes over all of the dates and describes this in detail, so that if you're doing a written reading for someone, then this is a great cheat sheet to have, because it means you can do a little bit of a value add if you want to do a little bit of astrological timing in the reading. I am going to be teaching you how to do sun sign prediction too. I can't wait. This is another thing that's cooking up in my head. And the reason I want to teach you sun sign prediction is because when you do natal charts, they're complex, and I am going to be eventually doing a very big course. It'll probably be a paid for course on tarot and astrology, and that will have detailed information about natal charts. But sun sign astrology is really great to learn, because it is, you don't have to have the person's birth time. And you can use the tarot, you can use the planetary transits for a particular period of time, and you can do an amazing predictive reading for someone without having their birth time, which just blew my mind when I realised. R.H. Naylor was the first person that did sun sign prediction, writing little predictive paragraphs in the newspaper, and he did it in, I think it was in England. Oh gosh, I read about it and it's gone out of my head. But I've ordered his book. I managed to find an almost original copy of his book that he wrote about sun sign prediction. And I'm really, really hoping he's going to go into the nitty-gritty of how he did it, because that's what I want to teach you. I don't want to teach you what I've come across in a book that's been made up by somebody else. If I can possibly teach you how he did it, that would be fantastic, because he was the first person that actually did sun sign prediction. And he did a whole article on Princess Margaret when she was born, and everybody loved it. And that was how it started. So anyway, I digress. So that is Five of Swords. And if you want to make sure you don't miss out on all these crazy ideas that I have, make sure that you subscribe to my newsletter list. Connect with yourdeck.com/newsletter. And the way my newsletter works is I've set it up so you can unsubscribe to bits that you don't want to receive, and stay subscribed to bits that you do want to receive, if that makes sense. So that you can be on my newsletter list, and when I send something out that tells you I'm going to teach something or do something and you really want to do it, then you don't miss out. So connect with yourdeck.com/newsletter. And of course, I have a beautiful little members community with lots of freebies for you as well to help you learn the tarot, including lots of free videos as well on my YouTube channel. So let's have a look at the symbolism on this card, and then we'll finish. So let's have a look. I'm reading my symbolism cheat sheets if you're wondering where all this is coming from. So the main figure looks back at the other two, and you can see the arrogance on his face. I just cannot get over Pamela Coleman-Smith. She's amazing. That is such a simple drawing, and look what she's captured. Look at the look on his face. She's amazing. I mean, it's a few lines and a bit of shadow, and we can see he's smug. So he's arrogant, he's mean, he's self-satisfied, and you know, I'm not sure whether he's calling some kind of a boundary. He's done something that others are not willing to accept, but it's not like, I don't get the feeling he's standing in his truth. I think his dynamic challenge is that he thinks he's standing in his truth. He thinks he's done the right thing, but actually this is one of those, you know how people talk about ill-gotten gains? It's not a nice victory at all. You look at this card and it does not feel good. So the other two figures have given up and they've left their swords behind. So it's symbolic of just abandoning what you've disagreed with, that this person that you're trying to deal with is just impossible. So the water's edge is really straight, and that's about a boundary being drawn. There's no compromise here. You're either with me or you're not. The clouds in the sky, you've got grey clouds which which indicate confusion, but they're disappearing to show a blue sky. And that tends to indicate that there's difficult times happening right now, but that they're shifting. So it's tending to indicate, particularly as this figure is standing in the blue part, that there will be some realization at some stage, but maybe this wasn't quite the best way to go about it. Red and green clothing on the main figure. We're looking at red, which is symbolic of passion, and green, which can be symbolic of immaturity. So it can also be symbolic of fertility and nature and nurturing. But in this stage, I think this is really showing you immature passion. I'm having it now. It's almost like a tantrum. I'm having it now. So I've got a brief meaning on the back of the Tarot Symbolism cheat sheet, and it just says the Five of Swords represents a disagreement where you have won, but not without hostility and tension. Things may not go as planned. So that is the Five of Swords. I do hope you've enjoyed my interpretation of the card and the detail that I've gone into with it. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and I look forward to seeing you in my community. Make sure that you check the description box for the other videos that link to this video, but also all of my goodies that you can take advantage of straight away to help you learn the tarot. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.